Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's the first video of the new year, so happy New Year's. I hope you had a safe, fun, and all around good New Year's, and I hope nothing but the best for you. As you can tell, a little bit different now. Been moving around my rooms and everything, so I got my bed and switched everything out and got this set up. So this is how the setup's gonna look for right now. If you like it or if you want to change it up, try to change it up or something, let me know. Still trying to figure things out, get a good look for everything. But it's Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for the My Hero Academia Recussion. So we're gonna go hop right on into this. Once again, still trying to figure out a new flow, different way of doing things as opposed to just doing reading and anything. I still haven't read the chapter yet, just because I wanted to kind of give my first initial thoughts about what I think is going to happen. As many of you know, a lot of the chapters for Shonen Jump they got released from fan translations about a week ago. I have not read them yet at all, but people are going to talk about it on Twitter. It's going to happen. It's the internet. So from what I've seen online, I'm thinking I might be disappointed with this chapter. Just haven't really heard too many good things about it. Alright, so I just got done with my first read through of the chapter, and yeah, I mean, I am a bit disappointed, but I'm not as mad as I expected it to be. Overall, this was probably like one of, if not the weakest chapter for the war arc. As an end, like coming down from the war arc, I'm very disappointed. And again, I've been saying this for weeks now. For me, one of the things for this to have been a successful war arc would have to have been like impactful deaths or something like that, because, and yes, I'll be the first to admit, like, a story doesn't need to have death in it for it to be a good story. But when you're talking about war, you need to have something that's impactful for it. Again, like with, for instance, the Pain arc in Naruto, I mentioned this before, Jiraiya dying, that was huge. That was a huge motivator. Hell, back in part 1 of Naruto, when Orochimaru attacked the village, Lord Third died. Granted, it was better off, but you get my point. And then during the final war arc against Madara and Obito and everything, Neji, which, let's not talk about that anymore. But you get what I'm saying? If you're going to have a war arc, or if you're going to have a war in your story, you need to have some sort of impactful death. And in this one, honestly, let me go and pull it up real quick. The only person that I know for a fact, or that's dead, that was somewhat impactful, was Midnight. And even then, it's late, it's midnight. It's not like if it was, hell, it's not even like if it was Present Mike or Aizawa or a student or whatever. Honestly, like, this is going to sound messed up, and I realize this, but if Mineta had died, that would have been a bit more impactful, just because we have so much more screen time with Mineta that, yeah, honestly, if Mineta had died, I probably would have laughed, because I was like, cool, he's finally gone. We don't have to deal with him anymore. But the only other person on here, someone pointed out, was I don't know what his name is, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get this panel on screen so that way you can see it. But If not here, it's 290. I'm just going to say it out loud so that way if I can't figure out a way to get the panel on here. But it's it's chapter 296, page number 14. We have a panel of a list of pro heroes who are dead. The only one that I kind of recognized that someone pointed out was this one dude who's got like the head, like the feather headband, who was attacked by Stain back during that arc. And honestly, this one dude down here almost looks like Edgeshot, but let me pull it up real quick. Okay, it's not Edgeshot just because the way his hair looks so similar to him, but it's down this way as opposed to that way. So it's not even Edgeshot. 19 pro heroes who are dead. One of them had one sort of like maybe a minute and a half of screen time in the anime. The others, no clue who they are at all. So that was very disappointing for me. Now, if you disagree with me, that's completely fine. You know what? Let me know down below why you're like. I genuinely want to know, and I'm not trying to come off as a smartass when I say this, but please let me know if you weren't disappointed by the amount of death within this arc and you thought that this was okay. Please let me know why. I genuinely want to know. But for me, there's no. This could have just been like, you could have just made this like just some random battle, and it would have been whatever. And then, but something else that I kind of like is on page 12, we have this about 11 to 12. Excuse me, 10 through 13. Sorry, the way how this is set up is a little weird on my computer. But we have this one dude who's just like, he's broken. He realizes that he can't do this anymore, and that with all this destruction and everything, he's just like, he can't take it. This is too much, and that he just needs to get a new line of work. And so that's something else I think that's kind of interesting, is that it's showing that there are some heroes who can't handle something on this scale, which honestly is very interesting. I would love to see a little bit more of this in another chapter. Like maybe have like, I don't know, 1 to 2 pages of just random heroes saying that they retire because after this they just can't deal with it anymore. So that's something that I would definitely like to see, because so far, you know, almost every hero that we've seen, like the Wildcat dolls, whatever their names are, you know, the one lost her powers, but instead of trying to go and be a civilian, she's still helping them out. She's I think she's doing like a dispatch work or something along those lines. So that's something that I'd really love to see, is like how many heroes who were in the midst of this that didn't die, or you know, brutally or injured to the point where they're forced to retire, are going to quit because they can't handle this. It's also interesting to see the repercussions from Davi's video going out. People are, you know, there are a few people who are they don't necessarily think that it's true, but it's one of those, if so, that's awful type of things. And they also mentioned, like, ever since his days as number 2, they felt like something shady was going on behind the scenes, and that, you know, it's his job to protect us, so what's going on? And they're basically saying that his career is finished for sure, and that maybe he'll move abroad. And they're like, with what money? And they're basically saying he better have a statement ready about this all tomorrow. And then, you know, they're gonna ask her, do you think we're gonna be okay? I think these are the 2 like preschool students that Bakugo and them took with their test to get their license or whatever. But yeah, I mean, we got those 5 weenies and those guys looking out for us. So, you know, at least there's still some sort of faith in the hero society with the younger generation who actually personally dealt with them. So that's kind of nice. And now this is like probably the most interesting part. We cut to later that night. All for One. Got it. He's basically saying, I can feel it. My expectations were a bit off, but it won't be long now. And we just see All for One talking through. I think this is Yeah. Okay, so it's all from one talking through Shigaraki's body. Why do they assume tomorrow will come for them? No, I won't grant them a moment's rest because it's my turn now, and my turn will never end. Hear me, my tireless Nomu. It's time to free my real body. So that's very interesting. So what I'm taking from this is just that Shigaraki was never meant to take All for One's place. He was only meant to just be a distraction, so that way All for One can break out of I believe it's Tartarus, so that way he can come back and finish the job. At least that's how I'm taking it. So this means that Shigaraki was never meant for anything, just to try to break All Might even further. And so that makes me think, what's going to happen to Shigaraki? Which, who knows? I'll make a little theory about that in a near future. But that's the end of the chapter. So with that being said, we're gonna try to hop over to the discussion. So again, this here, right, we're just going to try to do a little bit of our discussion right here, which a little bit of that was dealt with what we were doing, but overall, like I said, overall, I was just kind of disappointed in this chapter. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad like I thought I was going. I thought I was going to be furious while reading this, but I wasn't. Just kind of disappointed, I guess. Next chapter won't be for another 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So we'll figure something out. But I don't know. What are your thoughts? This is one of the few times where I'm kind of I'm at a loss for words. Honestly, I don't really know what to say. What are your thoughts of the chapter down below? Are you like me, and are you kind of disappointed with the way how it ended? Again, I bring this up a lot, and again, if you're subscribed to my channel, you're going to get this to where I say the same things over and over and over and over and over again. But are you like me, and were you kind of disappointed in the fact that there was no really impactful deaths for this arc? Or are you just whatever? Or are you just like, yeah, no, or are you like, you know what, this is perfectly fine, and I'm okay with this kind of made sense within the story. And again, I'm not trying to come off as a smartass when I say this. I have that problem where, with my tone of voice, that it sounds like I'm being a smartass when I'm not. But I genuinely want to know, what are your thoughts about this opinion? Because again, that's what I want to try to do. I want to try to get these discussions going between you guys down in the comments, and me and myself. Let me know. I really want to know. What are your thoughts of the future for Shigaraki and All for One? Either way, as always, I want y'all to have a fantastic day. Oh, before I go, as you can tell, we have a new thumbnail. So that thumbnail was made by my friend Starset Platinum over on Twitter. I'll have their link down below to their Twitter, so that way you can go and check it out. Did some great work. Really love it. This is going to be the thumbnail for the video from the near future, because I still plan on covering My Hero, because My Hero was kind of like the series that got me back into anime, watching anime, reading manga and stuff like that. So it holds a special place in my heart. But like I said, this chapter was I was just kind of disappointed in this chapter more so than anything else. But either way, with that being said, I want y'all to have a fantastic day, and I'll see y'all later.